There we go. Hey guys, this is Turok, and today I'm going to be doing the review of chapter 1127. So the last chapter, turns out, was formerly the last one of Egghead. So this is actually a small milestone for me, as I've only been doing these chapter reviews now since the end of Wano, right around the time of when Luffy's fight was with the end fight with Kaido. 1040 so or so. So I've been doing about, what is that, 60? So I've done about 87 or so chapter reviews at this point. So, but this is also the first time I've completed one of the arcs, as because I was doing the end of Wano. I started right at the end of Wano. I hadn't been doing a lot on my channel at the time, and I realized, wait a minute, I'm reading One Piece every week. I was reading it right up before that. I was some chapters back. And I'm like, why don't I just start giving chapter reviews a try? The way I see a lot of other channels do it, because all I was doing early on, as I had done some theory videos. That's how I started. So I had some theory videos, and I want to reduce some of those at some point, especially one about Mihawk and something about the Devil Fruits. But yeah, anyways, so now that last chapter was the only one we really got. The last two, really, 25 and 26, were the ones that were, I think, the only, maybe 24 as well, where we got a little bit of this around the world stuff. I was kind of hoping we'd get a little bit more, but we probably got just enough here, really. They showed us stuff that happened with the fallout we have on Saturn. We got the what do you call it? My brain's fogging. The follow. We're seeing a little bit of the follow of what's happening with the Vagabond's message, how it affected the Revolutionary Army. We'll probably get to see more on that. We saw Koala making notes, and we saw Dragon talking about how we have to quickly win the war against against the Celestial Dragons before things got a hand. And we saw stuff with the fallout with Kizaru and Sentomaru and stuff like that. So the biggest thing out of all that I'm worried about now is I want to know where Vivi is, if she'll meet up with the Straw Hats. As also people have talked about that too. Like, where is Morgan's right now? Hold on. So I just wanted to get this fan on above me. I'm drinking this coffee and it's making me a little hot. I need it to concentrate here. Yeah. And we saw the fallout with Lucci and all that. I'm sorry, we're just going over this main things because we're probably not going to see any of these other characters for a while now. Hopefully we'll figure out, hopefully the Vivi and the Revolutionary Army, at some point after some chapters of where we're in Elbaf now, I think, we'll see what's happening with them. But yeah, so I'll just bring up. We saw with the stuff that happened with the satellites. So Vegapunk, like I said, we talked before, is definitely passed on, but his spirit lives on in all the satellites now. All their consciousnesses that he created are alive and well. And right now, though, only Edison's body is his body, and the others were he's communicating with the other ones through it's like their consciousness, like, yeah, existing through. I'm wondering then if that means if Vegapunk's brain was destroyed, if the other satellites would be destroyed. The other Vegapunks, which is just call at this point, satellites only really matters as far as, like, we knew there was a Stella, but the Vegapunks, I wonder if they would all die if the was destroyed. Like I said, excuse me. We saw the end of Saturn too. Saturn died. And so, then now we just don't know what's going to happen with Kuma and stuff. And we saw what's happening with the other pirates. Oh yeah, we'll probably also see. Third thing, sorry, I got these gloves here. I thought they're cool to wear. They're dumb, but they feel nice. They the Blackbeard pirates. The third thing, I want to see what's happening with Revolutionary Army, with Vivi, and with the Blackbeard pirates, what their move's going to be. And of course, we also gotta find out what happened with Law and what happened with Kid and what happened with Bartolomeo and stuff like that. There's so many of those things now. Oda's gonna have to try and balance, and I don't know how many he'll want to do. But anyways, let's get into this. We're at it's this one's called Adventure in the Land of Mystery. I wonder if that changed what we name. So I like that because that's what was the first one called exactly? The first chapter with Egghead was something like that. Adventure, and I think Oda's done it with other ones. Adventure in this place, adventure. Let's see. So with check that quickly here. I got the chapters here. What was that? Future Island Egghead. Wait, didn't they call it something else like that too? How did that one go? Adventure in the Land of Science. That's right. Yeah. That was 1062. Was Adventure in the Land of Science. Now we're Adventure in the Land of Mystery. So it's always like seems to be Oda's like go to for a chapter introductory to an arc now. So in the last chapter, too, the very last thing was that the Straw Hats were almost to Elbath. I don't think they gave an exact timing, but he was almost to Elbath. And then, I should bring this way a little bit so I'm centered. Oops. That is not good. The table is very tipsy. Come on. So when I'm looking this way, too, this is where I got my screen with OBS on, so I can keep an eye on it. The last chapter ended with Nami when she that ended when that's right. First we saw that some of the Straw Hats were separated. Some of them were on the Great Airship and some were staying on the Sunny. And we saw that some of them got separated now. So Oda has this a lot, and he was with like he had Egg at Dressrosa and then Totland. He balanced out where the characters had a lot more screen time that way. So, like in Dressrosa, there was 5 of them, right? There was Luffy, Zoro, Robin, Usopp, and Frankie. Got a lot of screen time there. And then in Totland, Nami, Brook, Sanji, and Jinbei got a lot of screen time. The others had gone to headed to Wano, and by the time the others caught up, the others were undercover there in respective occupations. Like Usopp as a toad oil salesman, Frankie's a carpenter, Robin is like a dancer, whatever, kimono dancer or something. I don't know that stuff well enough, but we're doing that again here. Where now we got Nami. We start with Nami. We know that we'll see here that some of the others, I think it was Usopp, Zoro, and Sanji, and Luffy are also here already. And somehow we don't know. I don't think they can clarify how they got here, but somehow they're ahead of now in Elbath. And let's get started. More of that now that we recap that bit too. We start with a big city or town here, and we got we see 3 giants. Yeah, I'm assuming these are all the giants now. They're all dressed in the generic Scandinavian look, the Viking look, and so we got like the men with the horn look, which just for a heads up, isn't actually what the giants, the Vikings wore. I think that was so the Vikings would attack monasteries a lot, and they the monasteries were had monks who usually who knew how to write, and they would write down about stuff that happened. So they write about these attacks, and they described them as having these horned helmets. But we know that wasn't really true. So we see 3 of them here. We got one second too. We got 2 men and a woman, and they seen a smoke in the distance from them. One second, I'm pulling this up here too. Come on. Oh, down. There it is. Wait, here, like that. Come on. This one's on the bigger screen I can look at. Okay, there we go. I had to reset this monitor. It was not working right with the touchscreen. Its touchscreen interface. Okay, I don't know which one to use now because now they both look. Let's see. So we have a fire in the distance, and yes, the two men and a woman are looking at it, and they're all worse by their appearance because they're all armed with weapons. The woman actually looks like she has a sword that almost looks more like a katana, while the one's got an axe and the other's holding like some kind of broadsword or something. You got like the blade there, and so there's something interesting. So next here, they're talking like, "Oh my God, there's a fire! What's happening here?" And people are already like, "Oh, go get some water quickly! You must put it out." And someone asks, "Oh, what's that?" She asks, "Do you smell that aroma?" So something must be specifically burning that's not just like trees. And then one of them's like, "Is it coming from the forest? We have to hurry and put it out before it gets to Yggdrasil." Yeah, now I can't do it right. Yggdrasil? Man, I had this right because I was watching God of War Ragnarok scenes recently. I realized I want to try that game again, but Yggdrasil. Now I can't get it right. Hold on. Sorry for that delay again. I was looking at that scene with the squirrel Ragnar Tusker. So he called it Yggdrasil. Wait, I gotta do it again. Hold on. Yggdrasil. That's how you use it. I'm gonna have to try and get that way. Seed of Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil. Huh, I'm gonna fuck that up a lot. I had it good last week. I knew I was gonna. I was trying to prepare for this because I knew they were gonna bring it up in One Piece soon, but I keep getting it messed up now. So the concern right away is Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is will get damaged by the fire, and one says if the fire gets there, it's gonna and destroys Yggdrasil, the country's done for. So, and then this part. So it says we need to report this to the great sun god. Who could that be? So I was pondering that earlier. Like, do they have someone who's like a doppelganger? Someone who's maybe almost like a priest. I was thinking of too. Like that is what do you call it? Like a priest of sorts that represents the sun god. What would they call him? Like a druid, maybe? Might be a better word. I know were druids in the. I think druids were Celtic, not Scandinavian. Some kind of holy person, basically. So that'll be something I'm probably going to answer in the next one. So we switched to another scene here where two other giants running up to these giant bees that have fallen down, and they're all beat up. So safe assumption is that this is Luffy's and Sanji and Zoro's doing. We'll see them later. They two giants are like, what's going on with them? What could have happened to them? They don't just fall out of the sky. And you can see this. It's clear because the one has a big bump on above his one eye. And so, and then we get the two other giants, and one's reporting to the other. People in the forest reported that when we felt those tremors earlier, were caused when the mighty ear god collapsed. And so this is a giant bunny, apparently, because the other guy's like, what could hurt a huge bunny like that? So when they're saying it's big, and we're talking about giants, I'm thinking this thing's even bigger than them. Or there's two ways I'm looking at that. They're probably themselves, because they call it a god, they probably would not harm this thing itself. It sounds like it's sacred. So they're going into this point now with a lot of gods. I love this. But I'm thinking that they just didn't expect humans to come appearing out of nowhere. So that's what it sounds like. So now we finally get back to Nami. And actually, I just read that. They have the name of a castle here, and it looks like Sten, Stein. Is that named after a castle? Like one of the... I know there's the royalty family in the Sweden has... There are probably castles everywhere. Right? Anyways, I'll have to look in that in a minute. So we get to that part. We get to this castle, and Nami's there, and she's screaming, and because one of those other bees has come after her, and she defended herself with Zeus and had him cook it with his lightning. So and then he comes over to Nami now, Zeus. That's right, because now we got a son called named Zeus. We're gonna get all kind of god stuff in here. This is gonna be hilarious. So she just must have popped him out. So he was not aware of what happened. He goes up to Nami. Oh, hey Nami, good morning. What's going on? Where are we now? And he's like, and she's freaking out. So like, I don't know. I was last thing I knew, we were on a giant ship, and wait a minute though. When she on the Sunny? She was by the giant. She's just on the giant ship. I thought they were on the Sunny because the Sunny's disappeared, and we saw Robin and Frankie trying to figure out what happened. And so now she's panicking, and she's like, "Oh, somebody, please save me!" And she calls for like Luffy and Zoro and Sanji. She's like, "Oh, even Usopp, please, someone save me!" And actually, I have to laugh at this. She's part of a Yonko level crew now. And I was thinking, Nami, you gotta step up a little bit and stop being. You gotta show. I guess in the right situation, obviously, she's so powerful she can take out Luffy. And you had Jinbei saying, "Wait, does she have like my fan didn't turn on? Does she have like Conqueror's Hockey when she like because that one scene right after Wano, Jinbei's like, Nami, please calm down. She's like, you shut up. And yeah. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. And this point till we see her, she realized, wait a minute, what's with this outfit I have on? I don't remember changing. So what was she still wearing? Was she still wearing the Future Island outfit? Actually, now I gotta look that up. Hold on. Let me see if they show that here. If I go back, there's Barnleo. No, that's right. Okay, yeah, she was just wearing like a t-shirt and shorts. Well, not t-shirt. It was long sleeve, but it was like a loose kind of blouse and shorts when they were partying on the Great Eric. And come on, there we go. And so she's looking at her outfit and stuff like, what's going on here? How did I get changed and everything? And now we switched to a little bit of her like exploring. So this will be a scene. I can already see some scenes where they'll probably elaborate stuff. I like how the anime lately, as I mentioned before, is adding stuff. So this like it looks like she's just a few minutes later, she's like calmed herself down, and we just see her. What is that? She's wandering around the hallway, and again, everyone's been pointing out the floors are wonky looking in here. Everything else about this looks kind of normal, like it just looks like in a very elaborate hallway to a castle. And Oda just showed us a castle. By the way, it shows it's very. I forgot to elaborate on the architecture. It looks pretty normal for a castle. Oh, hold on. That's why my fan light was off. Okay. The castle, though, has these weird things that it looks like almost like Lego things jutting out. But the main thing that looks awkward is when unusual for this being like a castle, is the floors have those Lego cylinder bits where they used to connect to each other. And she's walking around in the castle and she trips on some of those and comments on it like, oh, well, this floor is weird. It's all bumpy and stuff. And so she's looking around though. She hears someone watching her there. There's a scene where like it shows something. This is like a sound effect. What is that? I can't see if that's a silhouette. But she hears Usopp's voice and goes and looks for him, follows it. And she ends up walking into this weird creature that looks kind of like is that supposed to be a bear? It's a very cute looking bear, but it comes up to her and freaks out, and then gets angry at her. I'm guessing because it just like I'm thinking it's like treating her like an intruder, but she starts running from it and it starts pursuing her, and she goes back like screaming for Usopp's name because she just heard him, and he's getting attacked by something as well. Now, what's unusual about this creature is it looks more like a cat. First of all, it's a cat that's probably like the same size as that. No, maybe a little bigger actually because its mouth. It's got Usopp in his mouth. And this thing, though, it's unusual too because it's dressed up. I have a feeling I know what this is supposed to be, but I don't. Did they elaborate on that part? I'll go later. Look later. But it's got a crown on, a very stately crown with the fabric and then that little stuff on top, and then I didn't take this off. This is annoying, and it's wearing a royal looking cloak thing over its body. So yeah, it belongs to someone, or it is someone. I'm suspecting, and Usopp, of course, he's just freaking out too. This thing's literally trying to eat him though, and he's like, "Help, Blue, save me!" And Nami catches up. Nami, I forgot to elaborate too. Nami's above him. The floor she's on, she comes up to like a balcony looking at. Well, it's not really a balcony, but it's Wait, where'd that go? Cause she's oversight. There it is. And overlooks. She's overlooking him though. This and from about 2 stories up. No, actually, it's more like 3 really. And so then. Nami's like, wait, what are you doing here? Why is there another monster? And she's like, shoot. But then as she's doing it, the other thing pursuing her is catching up. And she's like, oh crap, I can't. I'm sorry. It's kind of, she doesn't say this, but it's kind of implying she's saying, oh, I'm sorry, Usopp, I can't save you now. This other one's chasing me. And she even says, oh, is this a monster manor? I'm betting these are pets. Because actually, that's the other thing too. These size of these 2 animals are such that with the average size we see of a giant, these are probably pets to someone, like I kind of said. But and anyway, so the other one's the bear thing is pursuing her, and so she gets Zeus out again, and he sends him at the sends him to defend her against the fluffy bear, and then as it happens though, she also falls backwards. And wait, what happens here? This is a very chaotic scene here. So she falls backwards though because she got too close to the edge when she was looking at Usopp, and falls on bumps off to the oh, is that how that happens? So it looks like Zeus successfully zaps the bear. She falls. She looks like Nami's still holding her. Or she dropped her staff. I think the staff, because it's still Zeus is connected to it. It touches the cat, and that thing ends up getting zapped as well. Yeah, they're going so fast in here. It looked like it worked, but then we cut the Nami and Usopp saying, I have a bad feeling about this, because we see that it didn't knock out that one, the cat that was eating Usopp. Yeah, meow. Yeah, it looks like it. And so the 2 of them start running away as it's pursuing them now. And actually, I should stop here to point out that we see Usopp also is wearing something else. His outfit is even more comical than the one he had on in Wano. Because I think he had a fake beard in Wano, and he has one again. He's got this mustache coming out and his beard around his face. And he's dressed in some kind of some pants that are akin to his suspender type thing he had since his time skip, but now it's striped. And he's got a very big belt that goes around his waist, and he's wearing boots now. Was he wearing boots before? Now I gotta look at his time skip outfit again. But it looks like this is supposed to be a variation of that, and he's also got stuff on his 2 bands around his hand that are also kind of like, not spiked, but they got little metal things all around it. And so they're freaking out running. And of course, Oda always has these 2 together when they're running, because they're the what did someone once call them? They're like the weak trio. There was them. Well, not Chopper. Chopper tends to freak out too. But so they're running away. As usual, this is like Wano all over again too. And Nami's looking at Usopp like, well, do you know what's going on here? And he's like, well, no, I don't know either. The last thing I can remember also was drinking on the giant ship. Next thing you know, here we are. So now we go back to something that we all kind of suspected was going to happen. And Nami remembers that one giant who warned them about drinking the ambaseth and saying how he told them it could cause hallucinations. So now she's wondering, okay, is this what's going on? And so then they run to a dead end now. Uh, oh great, let's see. Now what happens here? So no, yeah, they run to that end and they're like, okay, what do we do? But now Usopp thinks now after that conversation they just had, Usopp's thinking, oh, this must be just an illusion. This is probably just a dream. We'll be fine. Uh, so yeah, he's like, oh, well, this might be a monster cat, but maybe it's not. But we find this clearly is real because the cat gets up to him and hits Usopp hard. Oh man, he just like its claws are up. But it looks more like he got smacked basically, and they both get the cats came at them so fast, so they sends them both outside the. No, he smashed right through the wall. Excuse me. I was thinking they went through that window, but the cat can't slow down and it smashes up the whole wall there. Oh wait, there's a flag there. What's that showing? Can't see. It's got like a weird crosshair looking thing. And so they both end up. No, Usopp ends up going down. She's like trapped right below the hole, I think. And no, she did end up going down, didn't she? Where did they end up? This is weird how fast. He looked like he was falling. And then we suddenly see Nami with him. And then now that cat comes back in front of them, but now he's transformed into a lion. And actually, it looks like they must be somewhere. This thing must be some kind of guard or something, too, or something. Because I just noticed there's bones all over the place around Nami and Usopp. Uh, and then we have a comedic moment where she's the lion's coming right upon them and is about to like eat them. So she puts Usopp in front of him and he's gained conscience. She's like, wait a minute, I'm not a shield. And just as things look like it's not like they're all gonna die, they're both gonna die. We hear the sound of Sanji. He does his Nami Swan. You know, if you watch my other videos, you know I'm fed up with him. I can't wait for the live action version to kind of rectify this. And and here again, because he's like, I sentence you to death, Sanji says, for making my beloved cry. And he pulls out his hold on here. So actually we get this great moment where the other three, Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji all come together and do a group attack on this lion. And wait, what happens to it there? So he pulls out his Ifrit Jambe, right? That's a new, or Paul? Don't remember that one. I know Ifrit is like the one. No, he had Diablo Jambe. No, Ifrit, the new one he used against Queen. I think so. And then he pulls that out. Luffy changes into fourth gear and pulls out his elephant gun. Is that his third gear thing or elephant magnum? And Zoro comes with his Santorio, what's that? Kalat Sutra Great Dragon. Actually, by the way, you can briefly see that they all have new outfits on too. I'll get to that in a minute. So the lion, he sees them coming. He sees one last look where he's roaring at them, but they all take him out easily. There's a great devil panel in the middle here where the Luffy's punched it square in the jaw. Sanji came from above and kicked it with his Ifrit Giamble. And Zoro, and we just see him on the ground in like he created like, it looks like didn't he have one called Dragon Twister? That's kind of, he's doing something with those, I see swipes around the lion. And it's called they have the combo move called Twister Whip Strike. Why does that have something like that? And it's just a great illustration there of him. The thing just had no chance against them. And you get Nami and Usopp's reaction as usual, like, "Oh my God, you guys did it again!" Like, and I don't think they killed it. We see like the next panel with it is like it's like looks like it's smoking, and then it shrinks down back to its cat form we saw in before when it attacked. Yeah, so it was bigger. I guess it was a little bigger. Yeah, it looked like it grew about twice as tall there. And well, I went through this one a lot faster. So this one, we're right near the end here, and we get this shot with oh, that's right. They show him great here. So we see Zoro looking at it, and he's uh-oh, I think they're gonna be in trouble. So we see the three of them. So Zoro's looking at it. He comments what we just saw. He goes, "Hey, did it turn it back into a cat?" And Luffy says, "Oh, I wonder how this guy will taste. That rabbit we grilled up earlier sure was tasty." Oh, don't eat the cat. No, I'm not gonna go there. You know what I mean. I'm not. No, I forbid you from eating a cat, Luffy. I have cats. I don't want you eating cats in front of me. I will make sure you're never king of the pirates if you do that. So the bunny god from earlier, I think they were talking about the rabbit god is looks like it became Sanji, Luffy, and Zoro's meal. And so yeah, we switched to we're on the same panel here. Not yeah, looks like Usopp passed out, and Sanji jumps up to Nami. He's like, "Oh, Nami Swan, I'm glad you're okay." Uh, uh, I didn't see. No, he isn't passed out. And she's just like, "Yeah, I was so scared when Usopp died because when he got hit." And he's like, it just kind of reminds me of him after he got ate the thing they were gonna give off sugar, and he's like, "I'm still alive. You're gonna pay for that human shield stunt, Nami." Now who says not again? So now we switch to the last bit. Not again. This uh, they're planning on eating everything. So we have the three switch the panels, the little panels with Luffy first, and now we get to look at their outfits. He's got a huge Viking hat on, like for his head size. It must be to go over a straw hat. I can't tell if the straw hat's underneath it, but I assumed he would have it underneath. With the horns really curling up. It kind of reminds me of how the horns looked on when Saturn was in his yokai form. Uh, he's like, he's still thinking about eating, and he's like, "Oh, it sounds like there could be even bigger animals around. Uh, if they look good, let's go get them for our next meal." And then we get to Zoro, and by the way, Luffy's also wearing like a cape, and he got boots on. It doesn't look like he's wearing pants. He's got some kind of other thing that goes around his waist there. Zoro's outfit, he's got these big shoulder pads and some kind of shirt that's laced up in the middle, and he's got gloves on and long sleeves, and he's wearing some kind of goggles. They look really good on him. And he's like, "Well, we should sure prioritize finding where the shoreline is, and if the Sunny's okay, then we got to find out where the rest of the crew are." So I like this part because we see Zoro stepping up as like the first mate, like a quartermaster or one of those other officer things in a naval thing where he's focusing on what they need to do next rather than thinking about booze or something. And then Sanji's like, "Okay, if we're gonna go after food, don't forget about those that beehive we saw. It'd be a shame to waste. Maybe think about the honey or something out of it." So clearly these guys have been awake a while. Let's stop there. And it's like, okay, let's to figure out, okay, this is how we're gonna survive here. And they found clothes already. I don't know if they found them themselves or they woke up the same way, but we switched to Nami saying, "What? How are you guys so calm here? And where are we?" And that's the end there. And there's gonna be a break next week. So there's a color spread next time. I don't care. I don't care as much for those as other people do it. So so many little questions here. Actually, now the first thing I want to do is find out what that castle might be based on. Let's see here. keep thinking of that one in Sweden, the royal family. Come on. I was looking at the castles in Sweden. I'm wondering what they're basing this design. If Oda's using a specific castle as the design for this one. So we still don't get any answers really here of what happened with how the other these five got here. So now actually I want to look back too. Where were we saw them partying. No, they were partying there. Yeah, they were all partying on the ship. There was that one I talked about the absinthe. Wait, I'm going backwards. That's what we saw. So when we see them missing, let's see. We see Brooke. Yeah, we definitely saw Brooke, Robin, and Frankie and Jinbei, right? So that's. Wait, who am I missing? Sanji? Wait a minute. So Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Nami, Usopp. The first five. Yeah. Oh yeah, Chopper. We didn't see Chopper. I don't know if Chopper. I don't know if Chopper's still on the Great Eric. We see the other four. Yeah, we see Brooke, Robin, Frankie, and Jinbei when in the last chapter when the Sunny went missing, and yeah, so we don't know how they got there. I'm wondering if this has to do with that mysterious silhouette we saw in the was it 24 or 23? One of those. That was 24. It probably was 24. So let me go back to this now. So we're up here. So something started a fire there. I wonder if that had to do with the Straw Hats fighting with the bees, the Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro. Can we see that? We just see a couple of those corpses there, or maybe they're just knocked out. And then we switch to Nami there. And then, yeah, there was the. So what happened? We never saw the other one again. Is that a bear? It looked very kissy. I think that's supposed to be a bear. And then the other one was definitely a cat. Actually, so back to that. My thought for a moment was that this was Loki, because in the myths, Loki can shapeshift, and since there was a crown here, that this might be him in an animal form attacking Usopp. And I'm thinking of the crown because Loki. I think what was that? It was Big Mom mentioned it, right? That Loki's the king of the giants here. They're wait, that Loki. Peace. They had that one silhouette of him. There he is. Yeah, he had that crown on. The crown's different than the one the Elbath. It was chapter 858, episode 827. I'll go find it later. Yeah, they showed him the crown there when he was proposing to Lola, right? I think it was Lola. I know those twins. The other one married Beige. And so I was thinking that this cat could be him, but they didn't. If it is, he just transformed. We just showed him transform into a smaller cat form. I still have a feeling that could be something. That'd be a neat little like shock. Oh, it's not really a cat we knocked out, because somehow whatever it is, it's shapeshifted into a bigger beast form. Maybe it's a zone animal or something. Because it transformed. Actually, with the look of it, it reminded me of that one. What's that creature from Impel Down that was chasing Luffy? It was like that was like a hybrid thing of something. But Oda drew the face of the slime very similar. It's got a big underjaw with huge fangs. It had the crown on still. Also, clearly though, there was something here because there was just skeletons going on there. So, Actually, it's funny too with these designs. The outfit that Zoro is wearing reminds me more of some of the lackeys of Kaido and how they were dressed than a regular Viking outfit. Luffy and Sanji's outfit looks more Viking-esque. I forgot. Yeah, Sanji's. He's got like is that chainmail? It's some kind of armor that connects around his chest. He is. Is that a? It looks like he's got a. I thought this is belt. It looks like he's got a holster for a sword, but I don't see any hilt. No, maybe there is a handle there. He's got that. He's wearing pants with some kind of armor. No, that's just different colors around, and he got boots on. He's got yeah, and the mail goes down. The chain mail, I think it's supposed to be, goes down to his past his waist, and he's got a belt around with a big crest in the middle. I can't really make out what it is. It's just a big circle, and he's also wearing long sleeves and gloves. Actually, I just saw too. Luffy's got a sword on his back, so he's technically, yeah. Him and Luffy and Sanji are technically still wearing weapons now, but neither one of them used them when they took out the lion. They used their respective, some punch and kick attacks to do it. Only Zoro actually cut it. We saw him with actually, is that Kitetsu? Wait, no, that's Enma, right? Wait, which one has the hilt like that again? That's Sandai Kitetsu, right? Yeah, wait, no, maybe that is. I always get the guard mixed up with Sandai and Enma. I don't know why I keep doing that. Wait, where's the hilt? Oh, yeah, no, Enma's the one with the three. Okay, that is Sandai Kitetsu there. That's right, because Sandai's always in his left hand, duh. So he's got Sandai there. I love how Oda drew it. It's all black except for the ripples. That's right, the ripples. Actually, they look different that way. But yeah, they're still now the cutting portion is whatever it is black, and the back of it's black. Only the those flaming those little jagged things in the middle stayed white. So it's like you could tell he hockeyed it up when he cut the line. Excuse me. So yeah, that's a very fast chapter. I'm sorry. Usually I go like a little longer with this as far as the chapter, but there's just so much happening when so there's so many questions here, and unfortunately now Oda is doing another break. So what date? When our this is September 20th. The official will come out then. So we probably won't see another chapter until that means around the 3rd or 4th of October will be the next chapter. So the Straw Hats are there. I don't know if the Giants know they're there. We see that the Giants know something's going on. We never get clarification yet what happened with the fire, and the so the Giants or Luffy and the others are in quite for a shock when they figure out where they are. I suspect that's the other thing too. The Luffy and the others have outfits on. I just realized this is the land of giants. Um, so if someone gave them those clothes, how did they make clothes for a human size? The giants are like what 70 feet on the low side. I forget the average height they're at. I think they measure them in meters because of the metric system, and I'm not familiar with that one. But who gave them those clothes that would be like that? Also, there's an interesting thing here. I want to save an image of. There's a flag there that is. It has like it looks like a cross hairs almost of a thing with a star. Yeah, there's a 5-pointed star in the middle, and then there's some little black points that alternate with the other crosshair ends, and so that might be something for later. I never saw too. I pointed out in the last chapter too when you first saw Nami um, in the in that first hallway. There was like a eagle crest thing on the ceiling or the wall. Someone else pointed it out too. I know some other people talk about that, but so what was going on there too? There's someone watching her there. He had this weird silhouette where there's a sound effect when she first starts looking around the castle after she defeats that bee. And then they called it in here. We should look this up quickly. No. How do they spell that? Let's see if that brings up anything. Big castles. No, it doesn't do anything. I don't know. They'll have to. Oh no, I spelled it wrong. Hold on, that's why. E. Wait, come on. Stein Castle. Wait. Oh, this one's in Saxony, isn't it? That's in Germany. Okay. Is that what they're referencing? Because this is supposed to be Scandinavian. I thought Stein Castle. Oh, that kind of. Nah, not fully the look. Oda's definitely going for something a little unique, but this does have some edge similarities to like a medieval castle. It's got the little towers and the I don't know, all the architectural stuff. I will have to look that up. But it's got those Lego things going on, so I don't know what the heck's going on with that. Uh, anyways, now we got mysterious giant animals, and we got the sun god thing too. Obviously, yeah, there's something about sun god there we're gonna have to go over. Like, uh, who could that be? Is that referencing Loki? Is he the sun god? Because Oda's like mixing and matching things in here, not be exactly. Oh, let's see. Lola's, yeah. See, he also, that was the other thing. They had that silhouette with Loki. One last thing, he also had the cape on, and so that's what I was thinking too with the that with the crown. Why I was thinking that cat. Maybe this is Loki's castle they ended up in. I'm trying to look how big were the hallways, but the hallways in this castle did not look like the scaling of it doesn't look like someplace a giant could walk through. At least not where Nami was. That hallway where we see Usopp attacked looks like it could. And by the way, too, yeah, there's stairs right there. There's a lot of questions here, like what this castle is and what it looks like a castle for a person, not a giant, unless there's some magic going on there where they could change it. But whoever's castle it is, they're gonna have to do some repairs now because when that cat came after Nami and Usopp, it broke through the wall there, and that's why I saw I flagged this small tower was falling, and he just went right through the wall there. Yeah, and then they're outside of it. Sorry, this one happened so fast. I'm going through it. Actually, it looks like are they here? Yggdrasil there? Yggdrasil, Yggdrasil. I can't get it right. Cause I seen that one panel right after after they knocked out the lion. That's the same one, the same tree we see in the beginning when the giants are worried about the fire destroying it. Uh, is that how they draw? Yeah, I like how they drew the tree too. One last thing. Hmm. It's interesting the way they did the artwork. We see it's very, yeah, he is borrowing from the other one. So he drew the tree. Oh no, by the way, he drew it, the similar things where like the trunk isn't smooth. It looks like a whole lot of vines curved together. Then it forms up into a very wide outcrop or whatever there. It's also very tall looking though. It's very the images I see a lot on here online show the trunk very not very long but and very thick. Oda went for more of a narrow look of it, but he did the same. He drew it with a similar. He drew the branches out reaching in a similar way to a lot of these other renderings, drawings I see online. So I'm wondering how tall that really is because actually, we can tell there. We see some houses there. So if we assume those are like 3 stories for a giant, and they're a couple, so that would make those a couple. That tree's probably over 1,000 feet tall at least there. So I wonder how big that would put it with the one that was in where was the island where O'Hara? Let's look that up quickly. Where do they show the tree there? Tree of knowledge. Here we go. Okay, that tree is different. Yeah, that tree's got the wide out branches. But that had a thicker trunk than this one. Uh, Interesting. All right. Anyways, yeah, Straw Hats are there, and they're already off to a bad start, so to speak. So I hope they're gonna do okay with this because they just destroyed someone's castle and beat up someone's pet supposedly, and ate some kind of bunny. God, let's see, where did they talk about that again? Because right there, mighty ear god, who could hurt that enormous rabbit? Luffy could, and Zoro. So that rabbit we grilled up was sure tasty. Oh yeah. So the Strats are in Wano. Finally, some of the Strats are in Wano. We'll figure out. Hopefully, Oda will answer more of these questions next time. And this time, he just threw us in some action instead, and uh, um, and some comedic stuff. So I'm gonna end this here and get this uploaded. And by the way, I did a video I'll upload shortly after where I was reacting to some of those Netflix One Piece videos that came out earlier, and get those both out today. Thanks for watching.